This is a live stream, and in this video, I'm gonna give you more proof of why next year on June 11th, Washington State is going to be struck. Okay? But real quick, let me just tell, if you're new to the channel and you don't know my two predictions, listen carefully, okay? First of all, you got to go to the live section to see all my recent videos, okay? If you want my videos about my predictions, watch the last 3 months of videos under the live section of this channel. Now, what are my two predictions that I've been predicting basically since Trump got in office the first time back in 2016, but give or take a few years, okay, on the actual dates that I gave, okay? But it's been the same dates, same players, same places, okay? Now listen, my two predictions are on June 11th is the Washington State event, which is the Beast Out of the Sea event. It's literally the biblical Beast Out of the Sea event. And who is the Beast Out of the Sea? It's Elvis. Okay, and yes, I know it sounds crazy, but literally, I'm telling you, the Beast Out of the Sea is Elvis. Elvis Presley is the Beast Out of the Sea, and according to the Bible, the Beast Out of the Sea, one of its heads has a head wound, and that head wound is healed, the deadly head wound, and the world wonders after that beast, and that is the August 4th Trump head wound that's going to happen on August 4th, most likely in Ohio. Now, those are the two predictions, June 11th and August 4th, okay? This video is about June 11th only, okay? And like I said, this video just confirms what I'm saying, but if you really want to know the exact reason why for sure it's going to happen, you got to watch the live streams for the last 3 months. I've been explaining it, okay, of why it has to be in 2026, my prediction. Okay, now, like I said, this is just confirmation about why it's going to happen. Now, what is today's date? For the people who are going to watch this maybe tomorrow and you're not watching it right now live, today's date is September 24th, okay, which in America is written 9/24. When you write it, you write 9/24 is the date, right? But in the UK, they say the date first and then the month, okay? Now watch what I'm going to show you. So Elvis, he died. By the way, like I said, I'm leaving out a lot of info. This is just, I'm focusing only on one thing here. That's why it should be pretty quick, this video. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. So today's date is 9/24. Now, Elvis, his birth date is 1/8, his birthday. And Elvis died on 8/16. You add that up, you get 9/24. Okay? And today's date is 24/9 if you say it in the UK. Okay, it's 9/24, which is Elvis's birthday, and 8/16 makes 9/24. And in the UK, they say the date backwards, 8/1/16/8, for Elvis's birthday and his death date. You get 249. And why am I showing you this 249? Because see, America's age is 249 years old right now. And it's going to stay 249 years old all the way until next July 4th. Okay? So the 11th event next year still is in the 249 year range. Okay? And so now that you know it's about America's age, let me one more time, again, repeat. Elvis is born on 1/8, died on 8/16. Add that up, you get 9/24. Or if you say the date backwards, it's 249. Like America's age, 249 years old right now, right? Now, this is just, adding, before I show you the better connection, let me just show this and get it out of the way. The last day of the Julian calendar Do you know that they took out 11 days out of the September month back in 1752? So not, they took out 11 days out of the month of September. Get it? 9/11. And the very last day was 9/2. September 2nd was the last day of the Julian calendar. Then it restarted back on 9/14, okay, of that year. But let's go from the last day of the Julian calendar to 9/11. Look, it's 249 years. Now, if you went from the first day of the of the Gregorian calendar, which is the new calendar we're on, it was 9/14. So from 9/14, it would have been 248 years. Okay, but because it's from the 9/2, which is before 9/11, that's why it becomes 249 years. So that's why I'm saying it's to 9/11 is 249 years, because the next 9/11 is going to happen when America's age is 249 years old. You see what I'm saying? This is from the last day of the Julian calendar is 249 years. Okay? Now, let's look. By the way, look at the numbers right here. 249 and then 10. And I'll explain to you what that is in a minute. So, look at that. 249 and you have the 1 and the 0. Look at this. From the Twin Towers collapse to the next 6/11, look at this. 24 years, 9 months. And 0 days or 1 day if you add the day. Okay? So it's 249 and you have the 1 and 0, or you could just have nothing here and it would be just 249. And notice this numbers. 9/4. That's my birthday, folks. 9/4. Okay, so you have another connection there. But it's, you don't even have to see these. Like the 0 and the 1, you can forget about that. It's 249. 24 years, 9 months, exactly. Okay? So that's why it connects to the last day of the Julian calendar to 9/11 being 249 years, or the America's age being 249, you know? And the fact that Elvis's birthday has the 249. Okay. And his date, his death date and his birth date add up to the 249. Okay. Now, remember that I told you that Pearl Harbor, the 3 biggest incidents in the 2 biggest American soil attacks was Pearl Harbor and Twin Towers, and the next one is going to be 6/11, because I told you they do things in 3. Okay. And Pearl Harbor was on 12/7, Twin Towers was 9/11, and 6/11 is on 6/11. You add it up, if you multiply it, you get 84, 99, and 66. You see? Equals 249. I'm just saying, is that a coincidence too? The dates, 12 times 7, 9 times 11, 6 times 11, adds up to 249, all those. I could show you a lot more with the numbers, because 99 and 66 equals 165. The 165th day of the year is Trump's birthday, and 12 times 7 is 84. That's the day Trump gets his head wound. I'm just saying there's lots of connections here, but forget about that. All I'm showing you is the 249 right now when you multiply those, okay? Now, and speaking of Pearl Harbor, was released in 2001. The same year the Twin Towers fell. Okay. And today's date, 9/24. Remember what I showed you here with the 9/24. Elvis's birthday is 1/8. He died on 8/16. Add those numbers up, you get 9/24, right? Or 249, which is America's age, 249. Look at remember the Julian calendar connection I showed you earlier? So 9/24, which is today's date, 9/24 would be 9/11 on the Julian calendar, because I told you there was that's what it is on the Julian calendar. 9/24 would be 9/11. Okay. So do you understand what I'm saying here? How it all connects to that, you know? And 9/11 would be 8/29, and 8/29 would be 8/16, which is Elvis's death date. So I mean, it even connects if you keep going down, you know. All right. So that's why I'm just showing you the connection with the old calendar. 9/24 would be 9/11. Okay. Now, so remember, America's age is 249. Look at this. 249. Look at this. 24 plus 9 is 33. 24 times 9 is 216. The 216th day is August 4th, remember? And look at that. You add it up, you get 249. So 249 goes right back to 249. I think a lot of the numbers do that. I think anything past like 12 or 13 or 14 goes right back to the number, I think, of what you started with. But it doesn't matter. I was just showing you that it has the 216 and the 33, which is important numbers, okay, to this puzzle. And if you still think that's a coincidence, what about President Xi? The president of China, I think that's how you spell his name, XI. And XI is 24/9. You see what I mean? Which is what I was just showing you. President, I think that's how you spell his name. President Xi, they pronounce it. And also, I have a big connection coming up with to this video with Charlie Kirk. Just one thing. It's so important, but I didn't want to put it in any of the Charlie Kirk videos because it's connecting to Elvis. This one. And here's another connection. You know that I told you the 49ers connect to Elvis. They play at Levi's Stadium, and everything to do with the Super Bowl is connecting to the 49ers and Elvis. It's all connected. If you've been watching my videos, you know what I'm talking about. Even Elvis's Social Security number started with 409. And that's my birthday, 9/4, September 4th. And total minutes is 249 minutes for 4 hours, 9 minutes. So on the clock, 4 hours, 9 minutes would be 249 minutes. Okay? And so there's another connection right there to the 249. And let me just show you this. So I told you that America's age started 249 year, started on 7/4/2025. So it started in 25 and it's ending in 26. Okay? And I told you guys that Pearl Harbor was exactly 6 years, 11 months after Elvis's birth. And then now it's 84 years from there. So it's going to be 84 years on its birthday this year, 12/7 this year. So it's going to be 84 years. I told you that's what they were waiting for. If you saw my video called Twin Pearl, the Twin Pearl connection is coming. But you got to watch that video. Anyway, so 6 years, 11 months from Elvis's birth to the day Pearl Harbor happened. And look at the days, 25, 26 days. When you add the day, it's 6 years, 11 months, 25, 26 days. And that's what I was just showing you here with it started in 25, ends in 26. You know what I mean? So that's interesting, right? And is it just a coincidence that the 25th prime and the 26th prime, when you add it all up, you get 249? I'm just saying, are these all coincidences? Elvis died in the year 77. 77 years is 924 months, which is today's date, which is the numbers 249, and also connecting to Elvis being born on 1/8, dying on 8/16 is 924. And he died in the year 77. 924 months is 77 years, you know? Okay, I'm just putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, folks, you know? Now, let me just go off a little bit for you to, you'll see where I'm going with this. You know, Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth. That's why the Twin Towers fell for Elvis, right? And And the word twin equals 66, and it fell, the Twin Towers, 66 years, 8 months, 4 days after Elvis was born. But let's just look at what I'm showing here right now. So Elvis equals 67, and his identical twin Jesse died at birth, which equals 67 also, because that's how it was spelled on his gravestone. So Elvis and Jesse both equal 67. 67 is the first number that equals 162, which is June 11th. This is the first number when written out that equals 162. June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. Okay? So remember this right here. Elvis is identical twin, right? And I told you the Twin Towers fell for Elvis. His identical twin both equal 67, their names, Elvis and Jesse. Look at this. From Elvis's birthday to 9/11 is 8 months, 4 days. It's 67.67%. Are you understanding what I'm showing? The Twin Towers fell for Elvis. I told you that. It fell 66 years after Elvis was born. The word twin equals 66. And it's 67.67% for 8 months, 4 days, which is in between Elvis's birthday and 9/11. When you add the day, it's 8 months, 4 days. 67.67. Elvis and Jesse equals 6767. Do you understand what I'm telling you? All right, this is something I've shown many times over the years. And today's date, 9/24, which I just explained to you, connects to Elvis. Let me show it again. If I could find it. And I can't find it. Here it is. It's Elvis is born on 1/8, died on 8/16. Total is 9/24. America's age is 249. Today's date, 9/24, is the 267th day of the year. There's the 267s. You understand? And next year, you're going to be in between 26 and 27. You understand? The year is going to be between 26 and 27. 267s. And what pope are we on? We're on the 267th pope, which I explained in the Pope video I did. So 67, 67, the 267s. Okay? They brought down the Twin Towers. Okay? Do you understand? Elvis and Jesse equal 67. 67.67 in between Elvis's birthday and 9/11. All right? And then you got the 8/4 also. Trump gets his head one on 8/4. Okay? Today's date. I've explained what that's about already. Now, here comes. Oh, before I show that, I'm gonna show this one last. Hold on, because that one's the most important. Give me 1 second to. My hand is getting arthritis. Hold on. Let me just read some comments. Nobody's even commenting. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. And to the people who are commenting, appreciate that. Anyway, is anyone here, like, who's been watching from the beginning? Did you guys understand it all? Like, are you grasping it? And here's something interesting. This is going to be kind of hard to explain, you know, but let me see if I can do it. So since this 249 is so important, you know, there's got to be something to this. So if you add up all the numbers between 1 and 249, let's see what we get here. Let me see if I can come up with something here. So if you add up all the numbers between 1 to 249, it's 31,125. So it's 31125. And do you remember that I just showed that from the Pearl Harbor, I was showing you that it was 25, 26 days, and America's age started in the year 20 in this year in the year 25, and it goes into 26. So 25, 26. So it has to do with this year and next year. Look at this. So 31125, and make this work into 611. Look, from August 4th this year to 611 next year is 311 days. So you have the 25 to the 26 connection. Because this year's, you know what I mean, 8/4/25 to 611 next year. If you don't add the day, it's 311 days up to that day. But if you add it, it's 312. But anyway, I was just showing some connection, you know, that there is some connection to it, but it's a little bit hard to understand that one, you know. It's not such a great connection, let's put it that way. And you know, Elvis has been dead for 48 years. It just turned 48 years. So on June 11th, it'll still be 48 years, okay? And you know that the reverse date of 9/24, which is today's date, its reverse date is 4/8. And remember the 267s, today's the 267th day of the year. And I told you it's got the 249 for America's age. And you have 4884 is the backwards date of 9/24. It's its reverse date. Okay. And Elvis turns 48. He turned 48 years dead right now. All right. And you got the 8/4 connection. You understand? 8/4, and if you do 249, which is America's age. Okay. And of course, you know, Elvis, I showed you that 1/8 plus 8/16 equaled 9/24. So from Elvis's birthday to 9/24 would be 8 months 16 days, or 8 months 17 days if you add the day. And I think it's the middle ground between 611 and Elvis, because from Elvis's birthday to 9/24 is 260 days if you add the day. Then from 9/24 to 611, if you don't add the day, it's 260 days, I think. But anyway, forget about that. Let me just show you this. You know, the Space Needle opened on 4/21/1962. 4/21/1962 it opened. And from George Washington's death date to the day the Space Needle opened in Seattle is 162 years, 4 months, 8 days when you add the day. See that? You have the 4/8, because, you know, I told you Elvis has been dead for 48 years, and 162, June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. So there is some connections here. I'm just saying, you know. So I'm not, you know, and we're talking about George because Washington's named after him, Washington State, right? So, and this is the day the Space Needle opened. Okay, anyway. So now I'm going to show you something really, really pretty creepy right here. But let me get it together here. And I got to end this video quick because it is boiling in here. Because I turned the air conditioner off, that way you can hear me better. I might come back on in a little while just to tell you what's going on. That way I'll tell you guys to watch this video. I'm going to come back on maybe in an hour or so after. But let me show you this important connection here. And if you came in late, you got to watch from the beginning. And make sure you thumb up the video, folks. Okay? Give me a second. Hold on. Yeah, I told everybody I was coming on exactly at the top of the hour. I guess, yeah, you must have missed that one. Sorry about that. I should have been more clear. Anyway, watch from the beginning. But let me get this last part out, and that way you can. Here's the part that has to do with Charlie Kirk, and it's a good one because it connects to what I'm showing here. Oh, I forgot to show this part. Real quick, hold on. Look, you remember I told you that I'm connected to Keanu Reeves. You know, Keanu Reeves is born in Beirut, Lebanon. Look, we're talking about the numbers 924, 249. Keanu Reeves, he's born on 9-2, and I was born on 9-4. Those are the numbers, 924. You see what I mean? Or 249. But anyway, that's connecting to that. And I told you how it connects to Elvis, you know, the 924. But let me get that. Let me get it ready first. Hold on, folks. Sorry about that. Let me, one moment here. I gotta re-show this. All right. All right. So, do you remember this right here? Let's look. Give me 1 second. Charlie Kirk wearing white t-shirt. So, what was he wearing? Look at this. Now, like I said, folks, is this just a coincidence? I don't know. You tell me. So, Charlie Kirk, he's wearing a shirt that says freedom, right? And you know that Elvis is Trump going to give the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Charlie Kirk? My phone's not working. Sorry, folks. Trump to give Charlie Kirk Presidential Medal of Freedom Award. Let's see if we can play it. I'm telling you, man, this this phone is gonna drive me nuts, man. Let's see if I can find it. Hi. Here's a commercial. Hold on.
We love him, and he's looking down at us right now, and he said, "Wow, that's a great crowd." He said, "That's a great crowd." We love him, and he's looking down at us. We love him, and he's looking down at us right now, and he said, "Wow, of freedom, it's the highest."
Here it is.
But that's why I will soon award Charlie the nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It's the highest civilian.
Okay, so he's going to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, right? Now listen to this. Did Donald Trump give Elvis the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award? Okay, now, I did a whole videos on this in the past, and I literally showed everybody who was given on the same day as him was connected to this puzzle, okay? The day that Donald Trump gave Elvis the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award, you know, and you would ask yourself, why would all these presidents not give it to Elvis before? You know what I mean? They waited for Trump to do it, okay? Which, like I said, I've already shown this years ago, many, many times, over and over again. So he gave it to him on November 16th, just to show it. So he gave it to him November 16th, 11/16/2018, okay? Donald Trump posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Elvis, okay? And on that same day, like I said, there was all kinds of connections, not only to connecting to me, connecting to his death date, connecting to August 4th. It was all there. And then connecting to Ohio, where Trump's going to get his head wound. It was all connected. Now, so you see the word freedom, right? So Trump's going to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award. He gave one to Elvis. And remember the numbers we're talking about, right? So from the day that Trump gave Elvis the Presidential Medal of Freedom to the day Charlie Kirk was wearing the Freedom shirt, are you kidding me? That's the exact same numbers again? Now you tell me, folks, is this a coincidence? And remember, Elvis turns 91 next year. Right now he's 90. So you have 90 and 91. Okay? And you have 611 with a crown, 911. Wait a minute. 911, 611, and a crown. Are you seeing that? 911, 611, and a crown. But look, it's the Presidential Medal of Freedom wearing a Freedom shirt, 24901 days. And I just told you that the 249 connects to the America's age. And I told you if you say the date backwards, where is this stupid thing? I can't find it. Anyway, if you say it backwards, the dates 16/8 and 8/1, it will be 24/9. America's age is 249, right? And you have the 249 right there, right? Because it's 249 with a crown, right? The 0. And how many days from 9/11 to 6/11 next year is 24901. Look at that. You see? So from the day the Presidential Medal of Freedom to the day Charlie Kirk was wearing the Freedom shirt, his death date supposedly, 24901. 24901. And what did I do with it? What's wrong with me? 24901 from 9/11 to 6/11 next year. And from the day Presidential Medal of Freedom is 2490 or 2491 day, if you add the day. Okay? Freedom to freedom. And then, of course, I told you from the last day of the Julian calendar to 9/11 was 249 years, 10 days, which is like the 1 and 0 behind the 249. You see what I mean? And I told you that 924 on our calendar is 9/11 on the Julian calendar. So it's all connected, And I told you there was 11 days taken out of the month of September in the year 1752. Okay? Now come on. Is that just a coincidence? No way. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. How does it connect to me? Well, I was born. I don't want to talk about it, but it connects to me. Trust me. It all connects to me. But I'm not worried about that part. But I will show it in a video how it all connects to me in coming up. But is there anybody who didn't understand that part? That was the most mind-blowing part to me, because I want to know when he's going to give the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Kirk. I want to know how that's going to connect. I want to see how many days or whatever how it's going to connect. All right. Is there anything before I end this chat? Anyone who came in late, make sure you watch from the beginning. It's super important you watch this video. All right. And anything I might add in the future, because I might have forgot some stuff, or I didn't say it correctly or something. Yeah, like I said, it's all leading to what they're about to do, folks. You know, if you guys been watching my videos and my live streams and you know what I'm talking about, make sure you go to the live section of this channel. That's where all my recent videos are. Yeah. No, the Charlie Kirk thing was just predictive programming for what they're about to do. Okay. It's all telling you something's about to happen. But it's not till next year, like I said. But no, there's still going to be some more predictive programming things that happen. But the big events are June 11th and August 4th. I mean, the real world-changing events. Yeah, I heard that. Somebody's asking me a question. Anyway, folks, I'll stay on another 3 minutes. That's it. Anybody have any last questions before I end the chat? Think about what I just showed with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. You know, from Elvis to the day Kirk was wearing the Freedom shirt. Totally ridiculous. You can't. There's no way that could be a coincidence. When you saw how I was showing you the 6/11 and 9/11, and don't forget that, you know, that the date of the presidential freedom has the 9/11 and 6/11 in it. You know, you know what I mean, when you look at the numbers of the two dates. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. Anyway, folks, listen. I can't believe that, you know, I have to ask you guys to thumb up the video. It's so crazy. You're not doing it for me. If it was up to me, I would take out the thumbs up buttons, because it just irritates the heck out of me, you know. But make sure before you go, you thumb up the video and comment after the video's up. Okay? Now, for anyone who's new, make sure that if you want to know what this channel is about, go to the live section of this channel. That's where all my recent videos are. So watch the last 3 months of videos. Now, if you want the Charlie Kirk stuff, that's the first 4 videos. I mean, after this one, is the next 4 after this one is the Charlie Kirk videos. If you want to skip that and just go to what my channel's about, my 2 predictions, watch all the Elvis Trump stuff. But like I said, I've done 4 videos now on this Charlie Kirk thing. Watch them in order, from the first one to the most recent one. All right? Because I just put up another one today. Anyway, God bless all of you. Jesus is God. Like I said, go to the live section of this channel. That's where all my recent videos are. End the video.